All right, so we're going to do our author's purpose assessment that was supposed to be done yesterday, but obviously since we were canceled, we'll do it today. If you have any questions while you are taking it, please message me. I'm happy to help with whatever you need. It is an assessment, so I am going to read it to you. I read the questions and the answer choices as well. So like I always say, while I'm reading it and reading the questions, maybe you have a piece of paper and a pen or anything, and you're circling the answer. So when you do go back and do the assessment, you already have those answered. But apple picking time. How does fruit get to our stores? From the tree to you. Follow an apple from the tree to the store. The fall is apple season. That is when most apples are ripe. Ripe apples are fully grown. They are ready to be picked. Apples grow in orchards. An orchard is a kind of farm. It has rows and rows of apple trees. How does the fruit make its way to you? Workers pick apples. They put the apples into bags. Workers climb ladders to reach apples in tall trees. The apples are put into large bins. Trucks take the bins to a warehouse. That is a building where things are stored. The rooms are kept cold so the apples stay crunchy. The apples are sorted by color and size. Rotten apples are thrown out. The good apples are packed in boxes. Trucks take the apples to grocery stores across the country. The apples are unloaded and placed on shelves. People go to the grocery stores to buy apples. They bring them home and eat them. Crunch. Here's a little sidebar. Eating healthy. Junk food, move over. Many schools across the country are getting students to eat healthy foods. University Heights Elementary School in Jonesboro, Arkansas, takes part in a healthy foods program. The students eat all kinds of fruits and vegetables. I think it's a good idea that we're trying new things, says Justin Livingston, age 7. I'm crazy about the fruits. So, these will be author's purpose questions. So, use what you learned from reading Apple Picking Time to respond to these questions. Number 1, which sentence from the article best shows what the author wants to explain? So what one of these choices did the author most want to explain to us in this passage? What was he trying to teach us about or tell us about? A, ripe apples are fully grown. B, the rooms are kept cold so the apples stay crunchy. C, how does the fruit make its way to you? Or D, the students eat all kinds of fruits and vegetables. If you need a little help, look in paragraph 4. Number 2, number each sentence to tell the correct order of events in the article. So you're just putting these in order 1 through 5. So, for example, and it's easiest if you use your text box to type numbers and stuff. So if I think this came 5th, I'll write a 5. Or if I think this came 1st, I'll write a 1. Okay? So you're putting these in sequence order. Which came 1st, which came 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th in the passage. So if you look up here, what's the first thing they did when taking apples to you? Looks like number 1 is right here. Workers picked the apples. Okay. Now that I did 1 for you, what came 2nd? Which comes 3rd, 4th, and lastly, what's the last thing that happens? Number 3, what best explains why the author wrote Apple Picking Time? Why did he write this? A, to describe how workers pick apples. B, to explain how apples get from trees to stores. C, to answer questions about a school in Arkansas. Or D, to explain when apples are ready to be picked. So why did he write this? All right. Number 4, how do details in the article help you figure out the author's main purpose for writing this? A, they answer questions about where apples grow and who grows them. B, they explain the steps taken to get apples from an orchard to a store. C, they describe the different kinds of apples. Or D, they describe different kinds of junk food. Which detail helps me figure out the author's main purpose? And I'm going to start a new video because this one is going to end.